About to be alive. Brand. That's where it is.
And you just watch the way Green Bay is getting started here. They're really crisp. There it is. You know, like they do in wrestling. Boom! There it is. Boom! Right there. That's a wham block. There it is. Show me the money!
Good morning. Time to put the coffee on. Wake and Rake and win together. Got all our good football buddies here. Elio's coming live from Florida. We've established that is not a fake backdrop. This is actual backyard. Cricket's here. You got your Vols colors on this morning, I see.
I got the icicle orange on this morning, but yeah, it's relatively close. But my Vols decided to leave Tuscaloosa about halftime yesterday, get back to Knoxville early. Didn't even show up in the second half, but we're talking NFL today, and I'm all right. We're going to move on. Let's just move on.
Moving on. Make sure we are live on, we're live everywhere. YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're scrolling, we're probably there. I think we're on Twitch finally this morning. We're getting our shit together. You want to subscribe because last week we gave you the CJ Stroud interception that finally happened. Devon Witherspoon interception. Boye Mafe, Adam Thielen. Special guest Andrew said Raheem Mostert's going to score multiple touchdowns. I think he had 3. I mean, you can't afford not to click subscribe over here.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, we even said, yo, start Chuba Hubbard if you have a spot.
Yeah.
Picking up. Remember that?
I do remember that.
That's right.
It's time for them to just admit that Chuba Hubbard is their best running back.
Oh,
I agree.
And
absolutely, man.
Because, Miles Sanders, something about these running backs who sign for a bunch of money in the offseason, it does not work.
Well,
and they wonder why they're not getting paid.
The thing is that Chuba was running behind that crappy old line last year, all right, and was protected. Yeah. See, Miles Sanders came from running from the penthouse of offensive lines in Philadelphia, okay? So it's a lot more difficult when you have nobody blocking for you and making those huge holes like the Red Sea. Chuba knows how to make those holes because he was there all last year with Foreman, bro, grinding, man. So
that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Miles Sanders just walked in and grabbed a big cardboard check.
Yep.
Hasn't done much since. So, I mean, we'll see. They got that short little quarterback, so they got all kinds of problems.
They do.
Should we talk about this Falcons Buccaneers matchup, Cricket? I mean,
sure.
what's the history here? Like last 10 games, who's won the majority of those?
Oh, the last 10 games. Oh man, this is one of those games, one of those divisions where we just kind of trade back and forth. And it's weird. You usually wind up winning in this series. I feel like the Falcons beat us down in Tampa Bay, and we wind up beating them in Atlanta. It's just going to be a weird game today. I need the offense to show up. Only 251 total yards last week coming off the bye against a good Detroit defense. So I mean, I can live with that. But today you got to come in, you got to smack them in the mouth and be ready to play. It's first place on the line in the division. So I think they're going to come out ready to play. Baker's going to be pretty efficient today. Look good. They got to learn to run the football, man. We've been atrocious running the football right here. So we're just going to have to kind of lean on that defense today. 7 scoring defense, 8 rushing defense, 14 total defense. We got to stand on that, kind of make some plays on the defensive side of the ball and have Baker not turn the ball over today is how we win this game.
Wow, the Falcons won the most recent matchup back in January, but they had lost 5 in a row to Tampa before that.
Yeah, I think it was 30-17 back in January or something like that. Yep. I've seen that movie.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, what is it? What's the line? 3.5 in that game, or
2.5 right now? I believe. Let me double check and make sure it's the same.
Yeah,
my computer's still loading.
-3, -105. So basically, just the home field 3 points.
Okay.
If that's
it's still at 2.5 on DraftKings right now.
Okay.
And I hate that 2.5 line, man. Andrew said it last week. We're supposed to fade the 2.5, the -2.5 and stuff, and it worked out last week. So it scares me a little bit right there. I'd like to see it move to 3 before game time.
Hey, you know what? And it's actually one of those that is, -150 on the money line. It's not too bad just to bet the money line if you're just not concerned about that 2.5. You're concerned about the 2.5 because I think Tampa Bay should win this outright after coming from a loss. They're everything you mentioned. They're definitely much improved from last year. Even without Tom Brady, overall, they're 3-2. Their offense looks crisp. Their defense is on fire. Man, I think this is a Baker. I come back from having a really bad game, and think he throws for multiple touchdowns, 220 yards, rushes for like 10 or 15, doesn't turn the ball over. And there's a tight victory.
I like it.
37.5, right? Is that the number 2? No, 37. Is that the number?
37.5.
I hate those damn 37 numbers, brother.
I know,
especially when Atlanta is on the other side of the ball. All right. Last week we saw an anomaly, though, Ritter hit Pitts again. Pitts is coming up a little bit here, man, brother. I think your guy might be.
With how pathetic tight end is, I mean, Kyle Pitts is a startable guy.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you, man. I've been riding Jonnu Smith the last couple weeks. Jonnu Smith down there, he got him a touchdown last week, first one since 2021. He's been quietly getting you some points there, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't care which tight end it is.
No.
They're at least throwing to the position finally. They're not just running the ball. I mean,
right.
Falcons are throwing it 35, 40 times. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, they're throwing it. I mean, completing is a different story, but it's
I'll tell you what, man, I saw something from them last week. It's 24-10. You scored a touchdown. I know the analytics and all this different stuff, and I trust some of it. I don't trust all of it. But you're down 24-10. You score a touchdown. What do you do right there? You kick the extra point. You keep yourself within 7 points. They go for 2. They don't get it. Now your back's against the wall. Now you got to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie. If you want to use that 2-point conversion, when you score the second touchdown, you're down 1 point. Go for 2 and win it right there. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But do not go for 2 and put yourself in that spot where you're back against the wall. I just do not trust the analytics in those spots.
And I think I mentioned it to Cricket on our show last week on Tuesday. I said the analytics for that particular play works well if you have a quarterback that's that's good. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like you can't when you have a quarterback that is not reliable like Ritter, dude, don't take the short points because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to get the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, no. Especially when you got him throwing balls like he was throwing down the stretch of that thing last week. I mean, he threw a pick right to dude in the end zone right there at the end.
Some of those picks are just.
I like him on his over props today. Over interceptions, over 0.5 today. I think he's going to put some pressure put on him, and I think he throws at least 1 in this game, man.
Yeah,
that's true. Good. Go ahead.
Has he thrown a pick every week?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, multiple ones in spots. There may be a game hidden in there where he didn't throw one, maybe. But for the most part, that dude has just not played great football. He's just not a great quarterback. He's not a bad athlete. It's not really his fault, honestly. But he's just not that good, period.
No, it's just not. And so CJ Stroud, pretty much the clear leader right now for offensive rookie of the year, I would think, because Bijan's not having a Saquon type season as much as I expected him to. I thought 12 to 15 touches a game would be enough for him to have an incredible season. He's still good, but he's not running away with rookie of the year. And to beat out the quarterbacks, you got to do some incredible things as a running back. So it seems like with Richardson probably having season-ending surgery, I think he was the biggest threat. Stroud just needs to stay upright now and keep throwing 25 completions a game.
Yeah. I think CJ Stroud has had top 5 finishes already, like probably out of 7 weeks, 4 of them. You know what I mean? This kid is just what you want a team to build around. You know what I mean? Yeah. He checks all the boxes. He checked them for me before he came to the NFL. And guess what, dude? I thought it was going to, with that team has surprised everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he is the guy that commands that team. Everybody there follows CJ Stroud, including the damn defense. I mean, that dude is legit. And I wish we had him in the Giants.
Right. He has the boys over for dinner almost every night.
Yeah. Hey, dude, he's a leader, man.
Yeah.
He's a leader.
I love his demeanor too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see him; he doesn't ever get really hyped, really excited too much, man. Even after he has a big game last week and stuff, they're in there in the locker room all hype, everything, and his coach is like, "Come on, man, get excited for me, get hyped up, man, one time." But I like that, man. Even kill doing the thing, not turning the ball over. I like it. Even the pick he threw, they fumbled it right back to him. Like he got the ball back on the next play. Like a play didn't even go by where he didn't have the football, so I don't even know what we can even really count that.
Yeah, and he was unfazed. He went right back out there and kept slinging it. He did not let that interception bother him at all. So that was encouraging to see too. Bills Patriots. I mean, the Bills, they're just going to destroy these Patriots, right? I think
they should.
Now that the Patriots are a bad team and the Bills are a good team, they're going to take it out on them like the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to exercise some demons here. And I mean, 8.5 is a big number, but when the Bills beat a team up, they do it by 20, 30 points.
And the fact that New England can't score the football, and we've seen them, their only win, they won 15-10. That team is just a complete dumpster fire offensively. I mean, and now defensively too, because they lost everybody. You know what I'm saying? Gonzalez out for the season, the other guy. I mean, I'm actually confident in taking the damn 8 points. I think it's going to be like a 14 freaking point win.
Yeah, I mean, they've covered 8 points. Well, they've won, 4 of the last 5, and the 4 wins were 38-9, 33-21, 24-10, and 35-23. So more than 8 in all those cases. Mm-hmm. And this Patriots team looks absolutely anemic. I mean, I don't know how they score points. The run game, not great. Mac Jones absolutely sucks. I mean, Kendrick Bourne might be their best player on offense. Matthew Judon is done. He tore a pectoral. Matthew Judon was the heart and soul of that team. Yep. I think morale is damaged. Bill is in some kind of career spiral at this point. Suffered his 2 worst losses back to back. The worst loss and then the second worst loss in a row. And then I don't even remember what happened last week. Did they score double-digit points? I think they did.
Did they crack 10? I think it was like 10 points or something like that. I mean, they scored a
it's all running together for me. Let me see. What was that?
Went out and lost to
the Raiders. Oh, yeah, man. Max Crosby with the sack.
17 points. They scored 17 points. I think been.
Max Crosby with the sack for the cover, baby. We all had Raiders minus. I had made Raiders -3, but Max Crosby coming through in the clutch with the safety sack there at the end. I love it.
Yeah. And the Bills, their front line are gonna do practically the same thing the Raiders did and everybody else against Mac Jones and anybody else. So
AJ Epinesa is back. I think Ed Oliver is out, and that might be the only person from the Bills defensive line that they have to worry about not having Ed Oliver out with a toe injury. Yeah.
This game feels kind of weird though, man. I'm looking at DraftKings. The line keep creeping down. It's at +7.5 over on DraftKings now. So that just feels kind of funny to me. But I think the line's kind of reflecting what they expect Bill Belichick's teams to do. This is not one of Bill Belichick, probably his worst team that he's ever had. And I just don't think they can turn it on like people expect them to. I don't care if you're at home, away, on the moon, whatever. I don't think this team can do it, man. And I'm with you. I think this is a double-digit win for the Bills. It should be. The weather's going to be nasty, so you got to be careful there. It's going to be windy. It's going to be some rain mixed in with that thing. So we know that always plays kind of funny in the outcome of the game. So, I mean, you got to kind of be careful, but it should be a Bills 2-touchdown victory.
Yeah, and this is another one. We don't want to touch the over and under either, right, guys? 40? Is that what we got
here? It's low. Yeah, it's low. It's going to be, 40, right on 40. Like I said, bad weather, wind, and stuff like that. So if you're going to pick a side, I would not go over, but I think I'm with you, Leo. I think you stay away from the total here.
I've definitely picked up some good tips from you, brother. I'm starting to agree with you when it comes to these 37, 40 points, 42 and a half. You know what I mean? It's like, give me some shit that I could think, that I could.
I love those unders in the 30s, man. I do. I made a good living off those unders in the 30s. It gets to 40, it gets real fishy.
Yeah. Yeah, when it gets into the 30s, they can't put it any lower than that. You can't make a total in the 20s, and some of these games do finish 13-10.
I took Iowa, Minnesota under yesterday, under 30.5. Final score 12-10, baby.
Dude, it's crazy. Every game Iowa is in, I think 90% of the games this season they've gone the under. For overall, I think. Man.
I'm telling you, they do. My kid's going to go to good college because of Iowa unders, man. It is.
Hey, maybe they'll go to Iowa, right? I mean, just based on the fact of the money you've won from them.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, man, if they like defensive football, head to Iowa.
There we go, guys. It's cold out there, guys. It's cold out there, but you know what? Hey, go to Iowa.
This is 2 years in a row I've done well on the Minnesota Iowa under. Last year it was 31.5. This year it was 30.5. Last year it was 13-10. This year it was 12-10, baby. Wow. That's a lock.
Here we go.
Travis Sumter, the encyclopedia of fantasy football, is here this morning. That guy, we met him at the expo. That guy knows his stuff.
All right. Good morning, sir. Nice. Good morning.
Morning.
Now we got Browns Colts. That looks like a gross one. Colts +3.5, total of 40.5. What we got? 37, 40, 40.5, 43, 38, 37. What is this?
I don't like.
Is this a Big
remember last
Ten
week?
Play?
Last week, everything was higher, right? Except for the 49ers game. We have a lot of games in the 40, like 42, 43. This is like the complete opposite. It's like Vegas wants us to recover some money or lose some more money or something. You know what I mean? It's like they switch the flip from they flip the switch from week over week in regards to the amount of the points on these games.
Yeah, I think this one too, man. It's sitting at 41. You're playing in a dome too.
Yeah.
Points shouldn't be this low. They're expecting an ugly football game in this thing. Ain't
Yep.
gonna be no weather factor, nothing like that. Gardner Minshew looked real bad last week
Yep.
down there in Jacksonville.
Oh man, did he?
But they got kind of a bugaboo with those guys, man.
Yeah.
They've had trouble playing in Jacksonville for a few years now. Looks like a bounce back spot. Maybe it's a letdown spot for the Browns coming off the big win. I think it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name was clear practice full, but Deshaun Watson practiced fully on full participant on Friday, but they're still they upgraded PJ Walker from the practice squad, so we still don't know if Deshaun Massage Boy is gonna pull something in the last minute and say I can't go.
What's
Coach PJ Walker.
What's Deshaun doing, man? He's been medically cleared. Come on, I mean, what's going on? How do you want to lose a locker room, man? Be medically cleared, and be able to go out there and play, especially when you got David Njoku playing with his face melting off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson didn't practice Wednesday, limited practice Thursday, full practice Friday. So it seems like he's like Office Space, doing just enough not to get fired.
Yeah, he's filling out those TPS reports only up to the basics, the minimum ones. You know what I mean? So Lumber doesn't fucking harass him. That's what he's doing.
We talked about the other night, Elio. This is why you don't guarantee all that money to these guys, man.
Yeah,
you got to give them a reason to still play, man. You got to.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of carrot out there.
Yeah, everything does point, like Travis said, everything does point he's playing this morning. It's just one of those things that last week, last minute. Okay, PJ's starting. So hopefully, I don't think it's a repeat. But
you need to monitor that.
Yeah, actually, the old subluxation is a little inflamed. I don't know if I can go today.
Yeah,
better head down to the establishment.
He didn't get enough massages.
And here comes David. Njoku walking in, looking like the Predator, just ready to go, man.
Got the freaking mask out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just ready to go, bro. That's a warrior.
Yeah. Leads the team in receiving with half a face.
Yeah,
you're over there saying my shoulder hurts.
Yeah,
I can't throw the ball. My arm hurts. Okay.
Yeah, get out of here with that shit, man.
Man, Elijah Moore has been a massive disappointment this season. I thought, I always thought he had the skills. He just needed the opportunity, and he's getting like 9 targets a game and doing absolutely nothing with it. So I guess it's time to give up on Elijah Moore.
I dropped him a long time ago. I drafted him thinking the same thing, because he's one of those value late round picks, right? And everybody was doing the same thing I was doing. But I think week 3, he was like gone from my team. I never started him, but he was like, no, let me use another bench spot for somebody like Kyron Williams or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
take a chance on somebody else. I don't understand why he's not. He's got all the physical skill sets and stuff like that. I don't know. I know they're playing decent. They don't look terrible. They look like a good football team. But for some reason, I just feel like there's some problems in that locker room, man.
Yeah, they're dysfunctional, but that offense is not smooth either, man. You know what I mean? If you looked at other games, they're all low-scoring games. I mean, Deshaun technically has had one good game this year. You know what I mean? And
there has to. With Watson not playing and all the massage bullshit, and then, like the Njoku stuff, Nick Chubb is another guy who will do anything to get back on the field.
Yeah.
You lose that team leader. I can't imagine the locker room is in great shape.
No.
It could spiral out of control real quick.
Travis suggesting he's got a uterine pull.
He does.
Strained
cervix.
Yeah, he's cramping too hard this morning, and he can't freaking play.
Hey, we told a buddy. Quick story, man. We were in high school. And we had a buddy playing baseball, and he had a shoulder injury, and he was like, we went around all day telling him, like, hey, man, I think you pulled your cervix, man. He went around school all day long telling people, they're like, what's wrong? He had an arm in a sling. They're like, what's wrong? He's like, man, I got a pulled cervix. He must have told 300 people that day. We finally had to tell him, like, bro, do you know what that is?
First of all, what year in high school was this? Because the fucking dude doesn't know that in high school.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why we're like, man, have you ever come on, bro? It's like, it's would have been like 04, 05.
Bro, did he graduate, bro? I mean, come on, man. It's like,
he had kids before any of us.
Shit, bro. Obviously, he may not know where the service is, but he knows how to find it. You know what I mean, dude?
That's right.
Yep. He didn't even know where he was.
Freaking, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, dude. I mean,
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Exactly. I think Josh Downs probably startable in this game, though, because the pass rush is going to make Minshew get rid of the ball quickly. I don't know. Pittman, you start every single week.
Yeah, you got to.
JT's going to struggle if they give him the ball enough times.
Yeah, now, they involved JT in the passing game last week. He had 5 receptions and a couple of nice. He looked good catching the ball and taking it deep. And I think Gardner, because of that pass rush, he's gonna dumb down. And look, Gardner threw for over 300 yards last week, regarding throwing 4 picks. So he's gonna sling it, good or bad.
I think
that's who he is, baby.
Yeah, I think you can look at his overs every week, because even if they're down and behind, I mean, you're almost better in that spot because he's going to be throwing in the pill a lot to get back in that game. So I think you look at Gardner's overs every week almost.
Travis. He's using all the jokes he can't use at work.
Yeah,
okay, I'm done.
No, man. Keep him going.
JT should have a slight 55-45 split advantage this week, so they're going to work him in slowly. Seems like
I'll throw his ass on DFS for sure, because he should be cheaper. And kind of like people are not going to own him, and he gets a touchdown and 45 rushing yards and maybe a receiving. Because last week, I mean, I like what I saw, and I think Gardner's gonna check down, because that pass rush is nuts.
Think about the last couple of years, man. If we get Jonathan Taylor over like 43.5 rushing yards, which is around where his totals have been sitting when he comes back, we'd be piling all over that thing, man. But it's such a gamble right now. I think he'll eventually work to about a 75-25 split as he gets back to full speed and all that stuff, game speed. But right now, you're just gambling, because Zach Moss has played well, man. He's got no reason not to at least get some touches in that offense. He's played well enough to earn that.
Yeah, like you said when we were talking Miles Sanders, and these guys wonder why they don't get paid. You pay the running back, he doesn't do anything, and then you pay this running back, and the backup outperforms him thus far. I mean, the game right after he came back, Zach Moss had almost 150 yards.
And scored a touchdown. And then last week, didn't he? And he scored a touch. What was it? Now last week, did the Colts actually score anything with just field goals?
Yeah. Nobody did much last week for those guys.
No, it was shut down. I mean, I'll tell you, Jonathan Taylor probably had the best game, because he had like 56 receiving yards, something like that. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to see his rushing total in the 40s.
I know, man. That's what I want to.
And I don't want to
over it.
I don't want to take it. Yeah.
No. I think I drank that Kool-Aid week 1, man. It was like 44.5. He had like 21 rushing yards or something. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even a sweat.
Thanks. This one, 43.5 is the total for Lions at Ravens. Ravens -3. I think this might push. I think the Ravens are going to win this game by 3 points. It's going to be a good game, and the Lions probably deserve my respect more. They probably deserve for me to pick them. They're winning on the road. They've won with Amon-Ra in a hoodie on the sidelines, so they beat the Chiefs. But can they do it without David Montgomery? I think they need that guy specifically, but the run game and the defense is how they're winning. They're dominating the clock, and they're playing solid defense, which I think they'll do again today. I think I like the under 43.5 the more that I think about it. But
Jared Goff has passed, I think, back-to-back 300-yard games, right? He's been playing really, really solid, man. And I mean, this is one of those things that I don't know. 43, huh?
43 and a half, I think, on. No, it's 43. 43.
Yep, 43. Let me see. I don't know, man. I think you might get a couple of touchdowns, both sides here, and a few field goals. That might.
I like Lamar to get some rushing yards today, but I'm not sure they can go into Baltimore and win this game without David Montgomery. They took Jahmyr Gibbs off the injury report, but does anybody think he's 100%? I think if David Montgomery was healthy right now, Gibbs would not be playing, and now he's their RB1.
Nope, they have no choice.
They're like, we need a man. I wish I could tell you we were going to be careful with him, but we need that son of a bitch.
We need that body.
And I just haven't got what I needed out of Jahmyr Gibbs yet, man. I've been waiting on it. Took too many early round flyers on this guy.
Here's another opportunity right here.
Yeah, and I needed to do it, man.
This is the even more than the first one that it's starting game when Montgomery sat down earlier in the season, because they need him here. And again, I think they should they're going to incorporate his talents in there somewhere. Maybe he's not going to rush for over 4 yards per carry, But this kid can also catch a damn football and take off. You know what I mean? He's like a wire. He's like a Tony Pollard kind of makeup, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could probably use him in the slot as well, right? So
yeah,
You definitely could. Definitely could.
he can allegedly do anything Alvin Kamara can do.
Exactly. You know, that's even a better comparison, Alvin Kamara. I think that's kind of who resembles me with, you know, the way he plays and his skill set. He just hasn't been able to put it all together yet on the ground. So, man. But I like Detroit, man. I think I'm going to pick Detroit. I like the fact that, you know, Jameis Williams is back. Even though he gets 2 receptions, he'll get like 90 yards, right? I mean, Amon is just doing what Amon does. You know, Josh Reynolds has been solid all year long. They have really a lot of weapons where they could, you know, and I know the run game generates a lot of those, you know, high offensive games for Jared Goff, right?
Yeah.
I think they just have way more weapons. Yes, that defense for Baltimore, that front, you know, there's nothing to like, it's not a cakewalk, but no, I think, I don't know, man. I'm going to go with the Lions here. I'm going to pick 3.5 because if they lose, I think it's going to be a close game. Maybe less than a field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is a straight-up Alvin Kamara clone. I've seen them both in person up in Knoxville. I saw Jahmyr Gibbs last year, and I've seen Kamara when he was in Knoxville. They look like the same person, man. They straight up look like the exact same person in pads. I think you can't tell the difference. They look like clones of each other. So, yeah, you should be taking a note out of the Saints book on how they use Kamara and all these things because you definitely – and Kamara does a great job. We're going to have to see if Jahmyr Gibbs can do it. Kamara does a great job of not getting hit hard. You watch that guy. He step out of bounds, fall down, all these things. He doesn't get lit up a lot of times. That's what you got to do to prolong your career in the NFL. But with the Lions this week, man, several times this year, we've seen a team be the darlings of the media world and stuff like that. You know, you had it with the Dolphins. You had it with the 49ers last week. And usually when these teams come in after being hyped up and told how great they are all week long, we've watched them come in and kind of lay a dud the next week.
Yep.
So that's the only thing scaring me away from the Lions right here. Everybody talking about them, telling how great they are. Now you got to go on the road to a good football team in Baltimore. It just feels like a spot where it could be a Lions letdown.
Yep. I mean, it's nut up or shut up, and we're going to find out this week pretty much.
I have a system play. When you see Aaron Andrews sitting down with a player or coach on Sunday morning talking about, you guys are so awesome. Tell us why you're so awesome. And they're like, yeah, I know. The little Aaron Andrews fluff piece interview, you fade that every time. I saw Jalen Hurts do one before they lost to Washington. I mean, it's usually an underdog you can get to, and I think that might be what we see. Dan Campbell sitting there. Oh no, Aaron, these guys are my family. All I think about is them. And then they go out there and get their ass kicked. Justin Tucker.
I kill for you boys, man. I kill for you boys. I go to war with you guys. I remember that when he was the intern head coach here for Miami after they fired Philbin. Remember that? This couple they got that win. Yeah, baby. Unleash the Kraken. I mean, the same fucking guy. I mean, he is a classic dude, bro. Yeah. Fucking meathead, bro. I mean, the epitome of a meat. Yeah, unleash the Kraken. Go to war with you guys. If you look at him and, you know, Hard Knocks last year, same crap. I was like,
Yep. He's a genuine dude. I think the Dan Campbell you see on the camera on TV is the exact guy he is 24 hours a day.
You're right. I think there's nothing but transparency and realism about that guy.
9,000 milligrams of caffeine a day.
Yeah, B12 and everything. Yeah,
it's not an act, for real.
No, I bet he's hyped as soon as he wakes up every morning. Gets up yelling at his wife right off the rip out of the bed. Let's go.
Yep. Vertical and caffeinated. This fucking guy. Oh, man. Who are our fantasy assets in this game? I mean, I'm starting Jahmyr Gibbs because
I don't have a choice.
Anytime he's playing football, I'm starting him. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I didn't draft anybody as many times as I drafted Jahmyr Gibbs.
Me either, bro. We both
week, there's a lot of bye weeks, all right? I mean, I am suffering the bye week bug. There's like 6 teams on a bye. You know what I mean? So Jahmyr Gibbs has to be startable if you have him in your lineup, because most likely the guy you have starting over him, which is probably not Montgomery, and if you did, dude, you have no choice because there's a lot of bye weeks and open spots.
If I don't play Jahmyr Gibbs, I can play Matt Breida.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I wouldn't.
I don't think you would.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't even playing Matt Breida when Barkley was out. That's.
I didn't have.
You don't play any running back for the you play Barkley. Barkley, you know he's going to end up getting fantasy points. But don't play anybody else in the Giants. All right, nobody else in the Giants with Barkley. That's it.
Not Darren Waller, not Daniel Jones. Nope. None of them fools.
or if Justin Pugh played offense, you put Justin Pugh in there. You know what I mean, bro?
That's Justin Pugh in fantasy. You fucking
if he was available.
He just comes in off the. Literally, last week they had this thing where they introduced himself at the beginning of the game. He says Justin Pugh straight off the couch,
Straight up,
before, and he comes in, and then the left tackle gets hurt, and they're like, "Hey man, I know you've only been playing with us for a week, but can you bump out and play the most important spot on the offensive line?" And he just goes out there and does the damn thing. I love that guy,
dude.
Yep,
let me tell you, Justin Pugh negotiated his contract. Because you're automatically a free agent once you get the pick after that. And he was like, the Giants offer him money. I was like, nah, dude, you saw me on TV, right? Nah,
you need me, bro.
You pay me this much. So he negotiated. This is a guy that got off the couch, bro, waivers and been recovering from an ACL, negotiating his freaking contract, dude. Most players will be like, give me whatever you want. I'll play for free. Just give me a contract.
You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know, guys. You look like you needed me pretty bad last week.
Yeah, this dude was like, nah, man. Hey, I got clout now, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love this guy.
Leverage here.
Yeah, former first-round pick for you guys, man, back in the day. He played a little stint with y'all, but 2013, 2017, I think? He was with the Cardinals last year when he tore his ACL, but I love that guy, man. I'm a big fan.
Football player. Yeah, this week we don't have any Bengals, Cowboys, Jets, Panthers, Texans, or Titans. So, yeah, I mean, your Jamar Chases, your T. Higginses, your Derrick Henrys, all your Texans wide receivers. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem.
My boy Pretzel.
That's right. Look at it. It's right.
Oh,
he's out here. He's out here. Doing his morning
loving life,
living his best life, man.
Yep, living the absolute dream. Watching out for pythons.
That
thing looks like a gator or a python would
no, that's gator bait, brother. We don't have no pythons around here, but there's definitely some gators in these lakes that we, in my community, man. So
man,
we don't walk his ass. He doesn't leave the backyard, dude. He has plenty of room right here to do his shit. And if we go to a lake, that's the Florida rule. You don't walk by the edge of the lake, dude. You just walk far away.
That's
and don't let them off your leash.
Y'all got all kind of shit that can eat you down there, man.
Gotta be. I bet by now the gators know the sound of a collar.
Yep,
jingling by. And they're like, oh shit, that's the dinner bell.
That's right. Bring you ding ding.
These gators travel far, man. I mean, I'm not like I'm in a pretty populated area here in South Florida. It's like it's not like in the sticks. Look at now, I got two of them playing. My in-laws are in town too. That's why I'm doing the show from outside, and they have a dog as well. And these two like go crazy on each other. Here's the other one. Hey,
that's right.
This is Waffle. Right. Come on, Pretzel. And the other one is Pretzel. So
Waffle and Pretzel. That's awesome, bro.
My daughter names all her pets after food too.
Yeah, I didn't have no choice.
It's always a good route to go. Raiders at Bears. Boy, it's not getting any better. This is a weird, gross slate of football.
Oh, my gosh.
It really is.
Total is 38 points.
And rightfully so,
Bears
man. Because
2.5. I think I like the Bears. I don't know.
I don't, man. I don't know,
agent, or Tyson Bagnet, or however you say
whatever. Yeah, he's
secret agent, man.
Dude, I try to pick him up, and you playing TS 144, right?
Yeah.
I tried to pick him up in that league, bro, and he was already gone. I have freaking Dak Prescott on a bye, all right, and who's my other? Oh, and Justin Fields is my other quarterback. That's why I try to pick his ass up, right, dude? I have no quarterbacks until like this morning. I finally filled up my second quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. All right, so it's like finally they announced last night that he was picked him up. My other quarterback is Brian Hoyer. So it's like disgusting city right now, dude. Disgusting city. Those are my two because of the Superflex league.
I was in great shape. I had Justin Herbert and Anthony Richardson. I'm like, oh shit, I got two top 5 quarterbacks. I'm gonna cruise through this league. And now we got Deontay Johnson on the injured reserve. We got Anthony Richardson on the.
Deontay's back. I think
Deontay Johnson's back today.
He's back.
He's back. Yeah,
he's back. He's back 100. He's back. He's cleared. He's gonna be playing today.
Cool.
All right.
Man, it's rare that you can see a quarterback comes into a game in the NFL, and I've never heard of him before. Big college football fan, all this stuff. I've usually at least heard of this guy at some level. I didn't even know this guy existed until last week when I watched him get sacked, fumbled, scoop, and score. First play.
Bro, it's a pretty effect. Everybody and their mother is going to draft the quarterbacks in the 7th round or pick. This guy wasn't even drafted, I think, right? I think this dude was just like,
hard to say. I mean, I've never heard of the guy.
From Division II?
I don't know.
Division II Player of the Year now. We'll give him that.
He played in community college, bro. Come on, man.
We'll give him that. He did get the top award in whatever division he played in. But I've never heard of this guy before.
Last chance you, bro. Last chance you. That's where he came from.
Yeah.
It probably was, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he'll have a bunch of family and friends in the building. Oh, dude, Jake Moody, the the 49ers
Man.
kicker who missed the game winner last week, he had 90 not 90. He had a bunch of friends and family at the game though. They all took a picture pregame. It must have been pregame because everybody was smiling.
Yeah, he's from
That's a rough one.
Michigan, I think.
Is he from Michigan? So he's nearby.
Yeah. He was the best kicker in college football for a couple of years. I mean, that's the first 2 field goals that dude's missed all year long. He missed one earlier in the game too. It was nasty conditions, but both almost similar. I mean, they almost look like carbon copies of each other. He missed them the exact same way. Just pushed it a little right there, man.
I think family friends are banned from games now.
What do you guys think? Look at the individual scores here, right? Vegas under or over 20.5. I think I like the under on that.
Oh, what is it?
20.5.
Vegas team total.
And BetUS team total.
Wait. They finally got to 21 last week. It took a safety sack at the end of the game to get them to 21 for the first time this year. So I'm just saying, I don't see them scoring a whole lot of points in this thing.
Especially with Brian Hoyer. They see Brian Hoyer. I might see O'Connell in the middle of the damn game. You know what I mean? It's like Devontae Adams already bitched that he's not getting the ball enough, right? I'm all about greatness, right? This guy was getting targeted like crazy in the first 4 games, and the last 2 he's gotten targeted like 9 times. So he's already complaining about it. So he should be getting the ball a lot. And I think O'Donnell is the guy that loves feeding the ball to freaking Devontae Adams. So
we know the rule.
He might pressure if this team's if they're down or it's a really crappy game and they're moving the football. I think you might see O'Donnell at halftime.
We know the rule, man. If an elite wide receiver bitches about how much time he's getting the ball, you play his overs the next week, man, because he's going off.
This is crazy. His receptions total is 6.5.
Wow.
7 is plus 110.
Wow.
10 is plus 309. Like I'm taking this all the way up to 10.
Take a look at his history, bro. This guy before they started using him as the like you said, Cricket on our show last week as the most expensive freaking decoy in the world. He was getting like 10, 11 targets a game. I mean, one game I think he had like 20. I mean, he was like getting targeted. I think rightfully so. He's like one of the best wide receivers in the game.
Yeah, that one week he got like 20. He knew he was playing me in fantasy, and he knew he was the only hope they had left, so he had to get 40 that night. And great job, Devontae. I'll tell you, I'll give you all a gross beat from last week, man. I had a 3-pick any time touchdown parlay with Christian Kirk, Jalen Waddle, and Justin Fields. We talked about this, Elio, the other night. And then so Justin Fields gets hurt and goes out, and they get the ball in the 1, and Tyson Bagent gets the sneak touchdown, the tush-push touchdown right there. I think they should have to pay me out at least 50% on that.
They should, man. Send them a letter, man. Send them a letter.
I'm sure they'll listen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Devontae 8 receptions plus 123, 9 receptions plus 177, and 10 receptions plus 309.
Yeah, the complaining rule has got to take into effect here, man. That's a switch.
And the first game that O'Connell played, or O'Donnell,
Aiden
whatever his name is, Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, he didn't really throw Devontae the ball in the first half, and then the second half, he targeted the shit out of him, which tells me they had a talk at halftime, and I would assume they're having the same talk right now.
Well, he did say that was Devontae Adams who said that. Yeah, you might see O'Donnell, and it's like sometime during the game. He was the one who said it. He was talking to the media after his old barrage about I judge success by not just winning and losing, but by greatness and stuff like that. He, in other words, was not happy. So
I bet that talk with Devontae is you just walk in the locker room, he just stands there at your locker and just stares at you, doesn't say anything, he just stares at you, lets you know it's like, hey bro, I've been here all day, I'm gonna be here the rest of the day. Maybe sling me the pill once or twice.
And he's a guy that plays every game, dude. He doesn't take games off. So shit, man. There's something to be said about certain wide receivers. They're all prima donnas, but this guy is a legit, competitor, man. So
if Devontae gets the volume, he's the best receiver in football. Period.
I think so too.
Yes,
we've seen it. We've seen it with the volume. Even last year with Derek Carr.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. If he can be the best receiver with the quarterbacks that have been throwing it to him, I mean, there ain't no put that guy on Cincinnati with Joey Bucket.
Oh my gosh.
Or out there in LA with the Herbert.
Put the guy, put the guy in the Bills anywhere. I mean, he's gonna get thrown shit. Even in the Giants, if we have this guy in the Giants, man, we might be losing every game still, but Devontae Adams will get like 35 targets a game, dude, and he wouldn't mind.
Mike Evans is upset. He wants to get out of Tampa Bay. We'll give you Mike Evans for Devontae Adams right now, please.
That's a good trade.
Yep.
Yeah, please.
Actually, you're gonna have to give up a little more than that, but I think that's a great trade.
We will. We'll give you some draft compensation too. That's cool. Just send Devontae on to Tampa.
I mean, I don't understand why it's 6.5. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Okay, I got 7 for 87 and a touchdown. I got plus 351.
That's not bad, actually. I think that's
correlated same game parlay. That's what all the kids are doing now.
Yeah, all the cool kids.
Yep. First touchdown score. What's no touchdown? How much for no touchdown? Only 40-1. That's usually 100-1. It's only 40-1 in this game.
They know this could totally be a 12-9 final.
They know that he bitched, bro. Vegas like, oh crap. Something this week in practice, dude. Everything was changed. All right, well, how can we get Devontae the ball? How can we free him up? How can we make sure the best defender that's on him, we do some kind of cross plays or whatever, just to like make sure this dude's open. You know what I mean? That's they developed some shit today. Mike McDaniels was like, I'll guarantee you what, what's the name of the owner again? I keep forgetting.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis was like, listen, dude, I'm gonna whack your ass if you don't feed this guy the ball. Okay, people come here to watch him, not you.
I'm gonna cut your hair like mine if you don't throw the football.
Right? Yep. Oh, here's another barn burner. Commanders at Giants.
Hey, let's go, Giants baby. That's the game of the week to fucking not watch.
Total of 37.
Go ahead, Elio. Tell me why you Giants gonna win this thing, man.
Hey, man, we got T-Rod back at the helm, baby. Let's go. I mean, what's the rushing prop for T-Rod? That's the one that I'm probably gonna focus on. How many rushing yards do we have for T-Rod? That's probably what we want to go focus on in this game. And Saquon Barkley, man, I think Saquon's gonna get used even more than last week. So yeah, I think those were your focus. Look, Washington Commanders. I know it's like 1.5. It's pretty disgusting.
I think it's actually up to 3 now.
It's up to 3 now? Let me see.
Yeah. The Commanders.
Yep, I see 3.
Yep. Tyrod is Tyrod's rushing prop 22.5 is the number on Tyrod's rushing.
That's higher than I thought, but I probably take that.
I think Kayvon Thibodeau minus 108. Gross. You usually get plus odds on a Kayvon Thibodeau sack, but
yeah, well, this is the 2 most sacked quarterbacks. I mean, obviously, Daniel Jones not playing today, but this is a matchup of the 2 most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. So, but the Giants have only generated 5 sacks on the defensive side of the ball. When Sam Howell's been given time to throw the ball, looked good last week, throwing for over 300, 3 touchdowns, snapping that 3-game losing streak. So, we'll have to see if they get the pressure on him. But boy,
definitely the under. I think this game is not going over. It's probably going to be the under. I mean, I see 37 on BetUS. I probably the same line as you guys. But crap, you never know, man. This one feels also weird that the fact that the Giants defense have been playing a lot better, coming off a huge game against Buffalo. Maybe they'll get a pick 6 like they get against Miami, and they'll be able to sack Sting a little more. Sam Howell does turn the ball over, and he's known even though he's clamped it down a lot the last couple of weeks, but he does throw picks.
He does.
Yes, he does.
This could be one of those, 17 or 14. I think whoever gets to like 20 points first wins.
Oh yeah, 20 points is a winner in this one, baby.
Yep.
Yep.
19 might pull it off. You might have like a 19-9 game. I mean, the Giants haven't scored a freaking offensive touchdown since like Arizona or some shit like that. I don't even know if that's the case, but
Yeah, that's
Giants total touchdowns 1.5. Washington total touchdowns 2.5. The under for the Giants is plus 102, but the under 2.5 for Washington is minus 193. So yeah,
they expect
we're not expecting a lot of points.
No, not at all. 37.5 the total, like you said, Elio. We got some gross totals. We're expecting some nasty games today.
Absolutely.
You know what? 3 straight scores by either team. No is plus 109. That might be where
that might be something you want to focus on this dumpster fire here.
That feels a little weird.
Make sure you get your tetanus shots if you're gonna go ahead and try to mess with this game.
Yeah, why are they giving us plus money on that? That feels weird in this one.
Yeah. 2 of my favorite game props are that one, the three straight scores by either team. You can get no on these divisional games quite a bit. And then longest touchdown. It used to be over 39.5. Now it's usually over 34.5. So scoring is just way down. They got to do something. They got to change a rule. They got to tell the refs to chill with the illegal man downfield penalties.
Yeah, man.
And let's just let these guys play football here. I mean, some of these guys are a foot over the line, and that was never called before. And now we're wiping out 25-yard gains, long touchdowns.
It's affecting games.
It's terrible.
It's affecting the outcomes of games. I mean, we've seen it, right? It's like, dude, I don't get it.
And there's not a single person in that stadium or watching on TV or anybody that paid any money to see them dudes in the zebra suits.
No,
that's right.
Nobody's out in the parking lot tailgating like, boys, are we fired up or what? Clete Blakeman's on the call today. Yep. They're like, let's fucking go.
the best attribute for a referee is for me to not know that you are there. You should be invisible just to call the game, just to drive the bus, but I shouldn't even know you're in the stadium.
No, you should be just like the offensive lineman. We don't know who you are because you're doing such a great job.
Yep. Just do your fucking job.
That's all it takes. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, this game is pretty disgusting, dude. Again, look, I would love for my Giants to grab a dub here. And if
I mean, now I want to take the Giants. I feel like the barking dog is telling me something.
Right.
Yeah, they both came out. They ran into the neighbors.
Yep.
I'll be right back, boys. I need a refill. I need a coffee refill. I'll be right back.
They're trying to tell me the Giants are the side here. First half Giants plus 120. That's the move. Get him.
This I think is 19 and a half. This 19 and a half line here. Pretzel, stop. There's 19 and a half line here. Let me bring them inside.
Getting after it. Look, this is a pro dog show. We will never shame a guest for having barking dogs. We are pro barking dogs. Oh, there's the DFS alarm. It's almost time to throw together a DFS lineup. I'm sure Elio is going to be all about that. Other than that, this Giants game, I think what I like is neither team scores 3 straight times. No. Plus 109. Both teams aren't even going to score 3 times, quite possibly. Man, that's beautiful. I need to move down to Florida. Get me some of those hang loose shirts. We got the dogs squared away. I think we're...
Holy shit, dude. I mean, yeah, that's my son who let him out. I'm like, he ringed the bell. I was like, they didn't ring shit, dude. Come on, man.
You got packages. You got visitors.
Yeah, it's it's one of those things, man. Yeah, we're a family show here at
exactly. That's what I told the people. This is a pro dog show. We'll never shame somebody for having barking dogs.
Oh man, because my neighbors have their dogs here too. They actually have a couple of huskies, man. They're beautiful dogs too, and they bark, and then our dogs go. You know how it is, dogs. That's how they talk to each other.
I bet those huskies really love the 109 degrees and the 97% humidity.
Gosh, dude, they are heavy, man. They have a big pool, and they jump in there, man. They swim like freaking seals out there, man. They're really good. Oh man, what's next on the slate here before we?
After your Giants, we got an NFC West tilt with the Cardinals going into Seattle Seahawks -8, 44.5. We might have somebody score in the 20s in this game.
I think the Seahawks are going to come back pretty fired up. Arizona gives up points. This is one of the games I'm definitely touching from a standpoint of I think they're going to go over 44 points because we've seen Arizona score at least 19 or 20. They just score the football as bad as they are. And I think this is going to be one of those games where Geno Smith finally gets a couple of touchdowns, 335 yards kind of game. It's tailor-made for him. Even if DK is banged up, I think we're going to see some fireworks in this one. Regarding the spread, is a little high. I mean, it's 9. The spread is a little high. You might want to probably grab the Arizona Cardinals here. They're going to lose, but they might lose. They're going to lose by probably less than 9 points because Arizona keeps up. You know what I mean? Arizona scores. They move the football, so yeah.
They are a scrappy bunch, man. Yeah. They kind of disappointed me the last couple of weeks, though. I think they kind of might have shot their wad early in this thing. I don't know why the line continues to creep up. It was 7.5 earlier in the week, crept all the way up to 9 now. That always scares me, man. I'm big on looking at line movements and things like that, and I feel like somebody might know something. I don't know. This feels like a spot to me where the Seahawks could wind up coming out. They looked bad last week in the red zone, man. Yeah. 1 touchdown and 5 trips. I had the over in that game, over 45.5. It's 14-10 at halftime, and they scored 6 points.
That's why I'm going the over on this one because they're going to face the team that everybody scores against. I think this is one of those that even if Arizona scores 17 points, I think it's a day that I was telling him, Kenneth Walker is going to score another touchdown. So you put that guy in your props because he's been scoring touchdowns left and right. And I think Geno is gonna get a couple of tutties today and 300 yards. You know what I mean? So I think you may be looking at a 27-17, 27-19, 27-20. I don't think that 9 points might be more than enough for Arizona to lose by.
Weather looks like we're gonna have it's gonna be about 50 degrees. We got about a 72% chance of precipitation today. Winds out of the south, 9 mile per hour, 14 mile per hour gusts. But yeah, gonna get some weather in this thing right here. Like I said, looks about a 75% chance almost. So you got to be careful with your overs in those rain games right there. But hell, Seattle should be one of those teams that's used to that sort of thing. There's always raining up there.
Yeah, and they scored. They scored open conditions. But yeah, this is one of those that I think after last week, which they had all the opportunity in the world. What is it? 5 red zone chances, Cricket? Yep. Is that what it was?
5 chances, 1 touchdown, man.
I think even if it's not like I think it's a Kenneth Walker massive, multiple touchdown game again.
Especially with Charbonnet listed questionable right there with a hamstring, so you're not going to take any of that volume away from him. I do like Kenneth Walker's over on his receiving props, man. They got Kenneth Walker. They keep setting those about between anywhere from 10.5 to 13.5. I think it's 13.5 today. I'll have to check it in a minute, but. This guy catches one ball, man, takes it for 15, 20 yards. The man I catch another pass, don't need him to. Yeah. Just need him to catch one, give me a first down, But I think especially with Charbonnet out today, or at least questionable, I think he's going to get some more opportunities in the passing game. So 13.5 to me feels like a pretty good number to go over on.
Yeah, and then you got Lockett, didn't practice Friday, limited the rest of the week, and then Metcalf didn't practice until Friday when it was limited. So, yeah, it feels like Kenneth Walker should get all kinds of opportunities today.
And whatever maybe JSN might finally have a touchdown and the over on maybe receptions or receiving yards, something like that. That might be something.
That's right where I was going.
Our guy David over Genesis Fantasy, man, he's big on JSN this week. Thinks that he gets his first NFL touchdown. So maybe anytime TD score for JSN might be a good little bet. David likes it.
His receiving yards total is 38.5.
That might be very makeable.
Who is that? Oh,
Jason.
Okay.
Yep. 38.5. What about the reception total?
I'm ready to see some of these rookie wide receivers start getting incorporated into these offenses, man. I want to see my guy Jalen Hyatt up there in New York with your guys. But the problem with New York, they just don't have enough time. He's a deep ball threat. They don't have enough time to let him get down the field. I don't care if he does run a 4.3. He's getting like 2 seconds every time he snaps the ball, so it's kind of hard to get him involved. But JSN's another guy I want to see get more involved here.
We'll see. We'll see next week with Thomas. I think they have a bye week. But then after Thomas, supposedly should be able to get back.
That's gonna be big for y'all, man. So that's big for y'all. You bring that guy back in the offensive line, your best offensive lineman, get him back, anchoring that thing down there. You move Justin Pugh back inside. I think that's gonna be big time for y'all, man.
So that's gonna be the big tell of the year.
Yeah.
So his receptions are 3.5. The over is plus 100. I'm going to take 4 receptions, 69 yards, and a touchdown. That's plus 550.
Wow.
Lock it in, baby. Give it that 5.5 to 1. That's right. I like that.
I like that.
I mean, that's just a good game. That's not even a crazy breakout game. And Lockett is going to limp off the field at some point, and he'll have his chance.
Or he might also
I'm writing that down, too. What you said, 4 receptions and how many yards?
69 yards
69
and a touchdown.
And a touchdown. Real nice.
Tyler Lockett might also catch 2 70-plus yard touchdown passes, too. Dude drives me crazy, man. He drives me crazy.
Oh, dude. When I first set up an account on an offshore book, because we don't have legal ones here.
Right.
One of the first prop parlays I made was Lockett 100 yards and a touchdown, and D-Hop 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's back when the Cardinals and the Seahawks were good, and it was like 57-1, and it hit. I won like $500, and like, well, I'm a prop bets guy now. This is all I care about. Yeah. And we've only hit 1 or 2 since then, and many tries. I didn't realize, this is hard. I just got extremely lucky.
Them odds are way up there for a reason, man. Elio, they don't let y'all sports bet in Florida either?
So not yet, man. Not yet. I mean, they've passed the bill, and it's going through the whole, government bullshit. So it's a matter of time. But no, I got to use offshore account as well. They allow price picks and and underdog, but not for up and unders. Actually, what I use as well. I mean, Fliff. I don't know if you heard about Fliff.
I have not. Like I said, I got legal sports betting here in Tennessee.
So that one,
know a lot of
it's crazy. It's considered fantasy, but you could bet. You know what I mean? Like actually, you could pick games. They don't have prop betting. But you could pick games, same game parlays. Yeah, man. It's it's pretty wild. So I use that one too, man. Sometimes the odds are a little bit better there. It's like, and they let you bet whatever amount of money you want. So that's where I do my $1 bets, $2 bets, $3 bets, because it's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? you bet $3 and you win 15. I was like, oh crap.
I love when they
what?
find a
It's like-
loophole when it's obviously gambling, but you can't call it gambling,
Yeah.
so it's legal.
No.
You know
No.
what's crazy? They brought 800 million tons worth of cocaine across the border of Florida into this country, but you
Yep.
can't bet a same game parlay.
No,
Makes perfect sense to me.
It's because it's because of casinos, bro. You know the
yeah, they got the monopoly, man.
yeah, bro. It's they're all on Indian land and they hold a lot of control, brother. You know what I'm saying? The Hard Rock, it's like a $5 billion, $15 billion industry.
Yeah,
all reservation owned, brother. You know what I'm saying? So you could go to the casino and place a bet. That became legal.
That's like in North Carolina. North Carolina, not a legal bet state. My buddy, we go up to Cherokee, about 3 hours away there. Go up there and you can't put your bets in on DraftKings or anything like that. He had to call me. He's like, hey, man, here's my account. Put these bets in. But you can walk downstairs and bet your whole soul on whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I can't put in my $5 same game parlay. Go fuck yourselves. That's stupid.
Yeah. You could go in and do your thing, man, and then you could go, but not now. They passed that one finally. So they're the ones who kind of like lobby a lot of it, like, because, they're going to lose money.
And we're going to look back at a time when we're all like, this is stupid. It's going to be legal everywhere. Just like marijuana is going to be legal everywhere. Everybody's going to get all this revenue and stuff generated off of it. State economies are going to do better. And everybody's going to look back and be like, this is stupid. Why were we ever not doing this all the time? Why weren't we?
Why do you want to be the last one to come around to what makes sense?
You just look like a fool, man.
New York was one of the first ones to legalize it, and New York doesn't do anything right. So imagine they actually did something right. That should tell you that maybe we should do it too. So it's just a matter of time, though. It's going to happen here.
They know how much money they'd make off all them New York fans betting on the Giants, man.
Yeah. I think a lot of New York. Dude, honestly, bro, I think I maybe betted on the Giants like once this year. It's crazy. I'm not. You know what? I lost some money against Dallas, and then of course I won with Arizona, and that's it. I stopped there.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Even I don't even like to take a prop betting when they go Monday night or something like that. I'm
like, I just like Daniel Jones over like 8.5 sacks.
It's rough. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna start going after.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this -8 and this 44.5 cricket in the Seahawks game? I think,
like I said, on DraftKings, it's already bumped up to -9.
Yeah, and bet US -9. I was telling him, what do you think? +9? Take the Arizona Cardinals +9.
I would say that had the line not moved up that much, man. I don't like seeing the line move, and I don't like seeing what the Cardinals have done the last couple weeks. I thought they were a scrappy bunch early on, looked pretty good. We're actually winning some money for some folks. Probably losing. Well, if you're like me, they were losing money for you because you kept piling against them. And they're a scrappy bunch, but division games, this division always plays weird too. It's funny. We talk about certain divisions that tend to play close. This one seems to be like field goal fest and things like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. The line jumping up there makes me, and especially as bad as the Seahawks looked last week, maybe kind of a revenge factor type thing. They've been hearing all week long how trash that offense is. And so I think you might see a different look Seahawks team today. And this could be one you better be careful in because it could be a 2-touchdown victory for the Seahawks here.
Yeah, it depends on, does Arizona even care anymore? Are they fired up that that Kyler can
Kyler Murray
again?
He activated himself.
He brought in team sports bras for everybody to wear.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a couple moments where I lost all respect was that when I saw him in a sports bra and then Brandon Staley when he was on the sidelines doing yoga in his yoga pants. I don't know, all hunched over. It was very weird.
Squatting dog or whatever.
What would Vince
swear to God,
Lombardi
dude.
say?
One thing I am gonna miss about Bill Belichick is those fucking shitty cutoff hoodies, stained with chowder.
Yeah.
All right.
Have an identity.
That's like, yo, man, rough out there in the wintertime, baby. It's cold as shit, and he has cutoff.
Yeah, he don't play, man.
Yeah.
He quit school because they got recess.
I mean, Tom Coughlin, baby, like frostbite, about to like freaking freeze in Green Bay out there. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So you got these pussies with fucking Lululemon's tights and shit made for men. It's like, cut out of here, bro. It doesn't belong in football.
Tom Coughlin did permanent damage to his face that day. I'm like, I don't know where he's from, but I'm from here, and you cannot stand outside with your face out like that for 4 hours.
No, bro.
When it turns that shade of purple, it falls off.
I'm telling you, but my boys live in Minneapolis with their moms, so I have to go up that way. So it's a different kind of fucking cold up there.
It is. Minnesota is cold too, man.
You can't. Well, I like to wear Air Maxes and Hey Dudes and things like that. You can't wear that shit up there in the winter, man.
Bro.
You have frostbite on your shit, man. Yeah, I don't mess with that. I don't do the cold weather, man. Tennessee, I got the kind of the best of both worlds. It gets hot as shit in the summer, but usually our winters are mild for the most part. Man. We get a few weeks a year where we're in the 20s and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's pretty mild, and I can live with it. Up there, that shit, I don't know how y'all do it, man.
We have days where if you were to slip and fall going to get the mail, that might cost you your life.
Dude, that's crazy, man. That is nuts. And you guys are like right there. You got the lake effect, right? And all that shit there. So it's
and you got people up there, man, out there like walking their dogs, running, just trotting, like waving at you. I'm like, fuck you, man. I don't even go outside.
Some people up here, they live for those days when it's like -10 in the morning. They're out there in their skin tight running gear.
Everywhere, pushing their strollers and shit.
Right. I get it. You're a better person than me. I get it.
Dude,
just go inside and warm up.
Yeah.
I ran away from that shit 19 years ago, and New York is nowhere near as cold as Wisconsin, all right? It gets cold. We do have teens and, -0 once in a while, but, it stays relatively in the 20s, right? And low 30s through the winter. And I hated it. I couldn't stand it, bro. I mean, walking to, get the hell out of here, man.
First time I ever went up there, man, it was like Christmas time, and I'm sitting there, and like the news is on in the morning, and the guy's like, "Oh, welcome to beautiful Minneapolis. It's a high today of 8 degrees." I was like, George, man,
and that's a warm day, dude. I was like, Christmas, that's a warm day.
He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "This guy just said the high today was 8 degrees."
It's a warm day, dude.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, it's actually kind of nice, man. I'm thinking about getting my swimming trunks out. What the fuck you mean, man? Get out of here.
Yep. Got people wearing shorts and hoodies when it's 25 degrees.
I'll never live somewhere where you can find me for not shoveling my snow. Ever.
Yep. They'll do that. The city will come and shovel your snow and send
and give you a bill. And give you a bill. Are you kidding me? Just stay off my sidewalk, man.
Let's go around.
Yeah. I didn't want you up here anyway.
Let's see. Now we got.
What do we got next?
Steelers at the Rams. Rams -3.5.
Yeah, I need to hear you guys' take on this one.
Yo, listen, this is Deontay Johnson's back. Listen, I like Deontay because this is going to open up a lot of things for Pickens.
Yeah.
All right, because Pickens, though, people don't forget Deontay, without scoring a touchdown, to draw so much attention. Slot, this dude is like he has glues in his hand. He has glue in his hand. He doesn't drop anything. I mean, he did a couple of years ago, but he just fucking catches and just goes deep. I mean, he's gonna be like rightfully so the best decoy for Pickens.
Yeah, I agree.
Or even he's a threat. Like his catches aren't nothing. He'll catch the ball and get 9-10 yards and get the first down. Now the drive is revived. You're staying on the field. You got to guard him.
That's the one that if you need the tough 7 yards reception, that's what he does 10 times.
And the happiest guy on that team should be George Pickens to be able to open up some spots for him, because I really think that dude is one of the best receivers in football. He makes some catches, man, that absolutely blow my mind. Talk about dude with glue on his hands. That dude's unreal, and you can tell when he gets frustrated and stuff because he wants the ball every time. But he's one of those guys that you can throw the ball to 15 times a game, get 10, 12 catches, and you probably win the football game if you do that.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if the corner is all over him. He just reaches up and gets, and he knows where the boundary is.
Yep.
These sideline catches he makes are insane.
Yep.
He's like Jamar Chase. He's always fucking open, man.
Dude, and let me tell you something. When he get in the route running, it's nothing to freaking like sneeze at, man. The dude can run some great routes, right? I mean, he goes in there. I mean, you see some of the games that he had this year that he's been the offense. You know what I mean?
You usually don't see a guy of his size being such a pure route runner like that. A lot of those guys, you make their living off their raw, freak athletic ability. This guy's a good route runner, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when he's not open, he's open.
Yeah.
He just goes up and gets it. And to now have a little bit of that focus off of him and onto Deontay Johnson can only be good.
Yeah,
Baltimore knew. Everybody in the stadium knew he was getting the ball, and he still got the ball and smoked Marcus Peters and won the game.
That's a crazy part. Same thing he did against the Browns. Remember that big 76-yard touchdown? I mean, that's what he does. That's what he's been doing because that's the only thing that's been open for him, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's been focusing on him, and I think Deontay Johnson is going to be huge for that team, and from that standpoint too. You might see some downfield opportunities for Kyle Austin too. You know what I mean? Now that you have Deontay Johnson, I mean, that might be something, a dart throw out there in fantasy if you're struggling to, staff something.
A lot of bye weeks. A lot of bye weeks.
The bye weeks, DFS. I mean, I don't know. You got a lot of factors. I mean, we shall see. But what worries me about this game and the Rams, I mean, the Rams got Cooper Kupp back, and that guy's like, he never missed a beat. But I think losing Kyron Williams this week is huge. And isn't their backup as well? Ronnie Rivers also.
Zach Evans is going to be the running back today. That's a guy. I mean, he's probably already gone in a lot of your leagues, especially your deeper leagues. But if you got some running back troubles and all these things, I mean, I'd rather play Zach Evans over Najee Harris today. But be careful. because even with Deontay Johnson back, it might open up some things for this running game. But I think your better option at running back is probably Jaylen Warren, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I'm like, I think Pittsburgh might pull this one off.
Yeah, is this the game they start giving Jaylen Warren the ball a little more than
think about
Najee, or is that ever going to happen?
Najee last year after the bye week is when he got straight and started playing more consistent and having his best time. So this might be one of those that either Najee turns it around or, like you said, Jaylen Warren starts becoming little by little the lead back.
The only reason I really like Jaylen Warren more than Najee, I don't care for either one of them. That offensive line is garbage.
Yeah,
that's a problem. Hasn't been put up a lot of points, but Jaylen Warren's catching the ball out of the backfield more. Get more opportunities to catch the ball, get some PPR points right there. Capable of breaking one if he gets in some space. So I think he's the guy that just with a higher ceiling than Najee right here.
Kenny Pickett, one of the cheaper quarterbacks on DraftKings, 5,000. He's down there with Bagent. Secret Bagent, man, is only $100 less than Tyrod Taylor and Kenny Pickett.
I haven't built my DFS lineup yet, but I might build one around him and really go heavy on the rest, which, you got to have enough budget to get a, top 5 receiver, top 5 running back. You might be able to do some damage here, man, and do well in one of those tournaments, because I think he might have 2 touchdowns today.
How do you feel if you're the Steelers and your first-round quarterback is only $100 more on DFS than the quarterback they found at Food City last week?
It's tough.
That's rough, man.
But Pickett is the alternative for them, so you know what I'm saying? It's like,
it just blows my mind, some of these guys, man.
Yeah, I think I like the Steelers in this game too, getting the 3.5.
I might just go 3.5 on that, and if it's a close game and they lose, hey, shit.
This Rams team, I can't figure out, man.
Yeah.
I can't figure them out. I don't know what Cooper Kupp's come back. Looked like he didn't miss a beat, man. Still one of the best receivers in football. You got Puka. What about the names of these receivers? You got Cooper, Puka, and Tutu. That's a great name lineup. That's a great name lineup right there, man.
It looks like a children's freaking cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those educational cartoons.
Dr. Seuss book or something, man.
Yes, his Professor Tutu and Puka, the bear.
Matthew Stafford not playing bad. Still, on the back end of his career, getting up there in age, but still a guy very capable of being able to play the quarterback position at this level. You got receivers, weapons on the outside. Need to see how Zach Evans does behind that offensive line. Mm-hmm. But you still got guys on the defensive ball like Aaron Donald, who are still the best in the league in their spots. I can't figure them out, though, man. They're just inconsistent for me. I need Matthew Stafford not to turn the ball over.
And everything should point to them having a really big day against Pickett because of that offensive line is so weak. And,
you would think. Look at Aaron Donald's sack props today and all that stuff. I think
that's probably definitely look at that. That might be a way to go this week. I mean, in this game, and honestly, Cooper Kupp, bro. I mean, pick Cooper at anytime touchdown and probably over 7 receptions. I know Puka is gonna get his, but Cooper is he just assimilated back to like the lead role of that receiving wide receiver in that team without even blinking an eye.
Here's a sneaky prop for you. Look at Byron Young's overs on either tackles or his sack props. I like Byron Young to get a sack today. That guy, one of my Tennessee guys right here, very raw guy, man. Only been playing football for a few years here, and he's a very raw guy, and I think he's going to wind up being a player for them for years to come. Look at his sack props today, Byron Young.
I am looking for it right now. Love a good sack prop. Byron Young over half a sack plus 150. Larry Ogunjobi plus 300.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying. There are going to be some sacks in that game today, man. That offensive line for the Steelers is bad.
Yep. I wonder, is Vita Vea playing today? Because that'll pretty much
he's questionable right now.
That'll pretty much decide how much Atlanta runs the ball, I think. Whether or not Vita Vea is there. If he's not, I think they just pounded him. What happened to Sean Tucker? Why aren't we giving Sean Tucker a chance? I love this kid.
I think they're afraid they're going to break him, man. I think they do. I think they know that we're averaging like just over 3 yards a carry right now. That run offense has just been real poor, and I think they're just afraid they're going to get dude hurt. I think they're going to ride Rachaad White as long as they can and then just kind of cash him out and then let it become Sean Tucker's show. But they're not giving the ball enough, man.
Nope.
He can't do no worse. He can't do no worse.
I drafted Sean Tucker to the end of all my benches. I watched the Syracuse highlights. And I was like, oh, I need this kid on every team. He's amazing. Yeah, Steelers
for whatever reason,
they're supposed to take the 2.5 and lay the 3.5, but the 3.5 with the Steelers looks tempting here. Packers, Broncos +1 at home. Home dogs. That's how bad the Broncos are. Because I don't know if you remember, but these Packers looked like absolute garbage the last time they were on TV. And now I assume they're going to be.
What better way to come back and then facing that crappy ass soft running defense, passing, whatever defense the Broncos have. This is how you get better. The Jets got better. All right. It started kind of looking a lot. But look, Breece Hall killed it coming back after the complete unleash. I think this is like a smash opportunity, even though he's been banged up for both of your running backs.
Yeah. Yeah, big Aaron Jones game, I think.
I think it might be one of those that both guys might find the end zone.
Is Aaron Jones going to play for sure?
Yeah, I think everything's. Yeah, they said he is. It's still questionable on tag, but they everything is pointing almost 100% for him to play today.
And I think he has a big game.
Carries are 11.5. His rushing yards are 54.5.
I like that 54.
What's
his receiving, man? Because I think he's got to get
18.5.
Oh,
I
I
like
love
that.
Crush that.
I like that. I think he has 40+ yards receiving today.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I
really
think
like
he's
that.
going to have a big game catching.
He's probably going to go over that in one catch.
I think so.
First catch, he'll get like 20 yards right off the rip and just be done with it. So I like that one.
I think Jordan Love is going to come up and be a little more conservative to start the game after having such a horrible last game. I think coming after the bye week, and they practice. Even though they said limited Jones practice, but they say he was making his normal cuts like he would in the real game. So I think that it's just more of just playing the whole, he's not going to play, he's going to play. But I know a couple of doctors already said that, the team already said he's going to play.
This is crazy. You can get +110 for 29 yards, 39 yards +179, 49 +359, 59 yards +690, 69 yards +1165. Like, these are things he's done before.
Yep.
Many times.
Yeah. Yeah,
I might go. You could parlay with like you said, the 18. Do it at 25 or whatever, plus or 30, and then over 3 receptions maybe.
Yeah,
over 2 receptions.
And this Broncos defense is garbage, man. I think that locker room is lost. I mean, this is their worst 6-game start since 1994. The only 5th team in franchise history to start 1-5 right here. They got all kinds of problems. The only game they won, they had to come back from down 3 touchdowns with the hapless Chicago Bears. Mm-hmm. I'm done with these Broncos, man. I don't see any reason. So they'll probably win by 3 touchdowns today. But I can't see it, man. I can't. You can't tell me. I know the Packers look bad the last game, but they're coming off the bye. Should be as healthy as they've been all year long. The Packers are a better football team right here. I like the coach better. I like the quarterback better. I like everything about the Packers better than I do the Broncos today.
They should win. And I am definitely going to pick the Packers. Yeah, outright.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably my best bet of the weekend, man. Packers -1 right here.
And the Broncos score too. So I think the over is also a good call here as well.
Yeah, what is 45 the
points?
45.
45
I hate those, man. I hate those. Those 42 to 45s are the devil.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter which way I go; it's going the other.
There's not a lot of over potential this week. I think this one and the other one that I picked was what's the other one?
Yeah. Unders are probably going to reign supreme this week.
Yeah.
Why did it just log me out? It was so scared of that same game parlay I put together that it logged me out.
They know they're winners. I think there's perfect combinations. Sometimes you trick the algorithm. They're like, nope.
Nope.
We could focus on this game and pick the over and the points for or the under and the points for Green Bay, and then you could throw Aaron Jones in there with some prop betting.
You could actually, this could be a game that's sneaky where you could make some money on this thing. A lot of people are probably looking away from this one, don't want to touch it because they think it's an ugly game, whatever. This could be a little gem here for fantasy, DFS, all that stuff.
Honestly, because it's just the game script is right there for it. I mean, you got a team that can play defense, all right, and Jordan Love has thrown for 3 touchdowns multiple times at the beginning of the year. He just, everything he's going back to reality here. He's getting still used to being the man here, and he's got to go through these growing pains, even though he's been in the league for 4 years. But as a starter, he's got to go through these starting growing pains, and I think today is one of those games that he rebounds. He rebounds from last couple of lackluster performances.
Listen to this little same game parlay I just concocted. Aaron Jones, 12 carries, 5 receptions, 49 receiving yards, 13-1.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I think it's achievable.
$70.
I like it.
Put it on the board.
That's right. Lock it in, man. Lock it in.
I think I like that. I'm gonna write that one down too, bro. Shit, I'm writing all your shit today, man.
That's all right.
I should have added.
That's what we do. We win around here.
Spread.
Yeah.
What was that? You should have added what?
Should have added Packers spread as well.
Yeah.
I think that one in there. Yeah, if you're piling on all the overs for the Packers players, you should go ahead and throw that -1 in there too. Because if they get
I would throw that -1 in there too. That's I'll guarantee you that's gonna make it like 1,500, 1,300.
Yeah,
that could put up 20 to 1.
20 to 1, yeah.
That'll juice it up. Those -110s are sneaky, man. That pump up those parlays up a little bit.
Yep.
So you might as well take that extra value there.
Yep. Packers first half. You throw that in there, and now you got 26 to 1. No, see, now we're getting greedy.
Now you're getting
now we're getting crazy. Now we're getting crazy. Because sure as shit, they'd be
jinx it, man. Don't jinx it.
You'd cover everything else. They'd be down 1 point to half. You'd lose that damn thing.
Yep. We just need a big day from Aaron Jones, and we're in great shape today.
That's right.
I need a big day from Aaron Jones also because he's in one of my fantasy leagues that I need to get back on the winning.
He's a guy that I've been telling people you should target him for cheap, especially in like dynasty leagues and things. You should target that guy for cheap right now because I think people would give him away just off of what they've got out of him so far and the injury problems. So I think you could have got him for cheap. I think when Aaron Jones get back, he's still going to be Aaron Jones. Man. He's still going to get 70% of the volume in the offense, and he's still going to look good there.
Once he's healthy, he is the focal point of that offense.
Yeah.
That's Mims. Mims receiving yards are 17.5. That's one catch.
Go over him.
I
love
need to
that
look
guy.
at the
Mims
now I need
is
to look at the Mims alternate totals because let's see. 68 yards, that's plus 509, 78, 725, 88 yards plus 1140. This could be a Mims game too. Maybe they finally, eventually it's going to happen. Luke Musgrave and Aaron Jones are my favorites though. Luke Musgrave receiving yards 32.5. He's going to fly over that.
I like this kid, man. I do. If he can stay healthy, I think he's one of the next great tight ends in the league. I think he's obviously a little bit behind the pace of like Laporta, but I like Luke Musgrave, man. I think he's going to be a good player in the league.
I picked him up this week also. He's actually available in one of my leagues, and Schultz, who I've kind of like made my main tight end now after
got to have him in that fantasy treasure trove of the Houston Texans.
Yep. So
yep. Who would have thought? There's some great opportunities here in this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to pick games like that and kind of mess with my.
That's what we said. We look at we talk about how bad the slate is. It might be a day for props, man. You get your props in there, man.
Yep. I'm going to parlay together some.
And folks, if you're looking at all these games that are supposed to go way under and stuff like that, be careful. Don't be taking a bunch of overs in player props in games that are expected to score 30 points. Ain't gonna be much offense, man. Ain't gonna be much offense. So leave those guys alone. If you want to go player props in those games, bet the unders.
Yep. What do we got here?
What else we got next?
I think we're down to Sunday night football.
Did we talk Chiefs Chargers?
Nope.
No, that's the last one of the slate.
Packers, Chargers, Chiefs, and Miami Dolphins, Eagles. Those are our last two. This one is Chiefs minus 5.5. That's a weird number.
Yep.
Total 47.5. At least that's a normal standard number we're used to seeing. Not necessarily in a Chiefs Chargers game though. It's usually up around 49, 54 or something like that.
What did you say the total was? What is it?
47.5.
Okay, 47.5.
This one, look, Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes played each other really well. They bring the best out of each other. If you notice, right? All close games.
Subway commercial battle.
Mm-hmm. So, and I think this guy, 40. I like the 47. I think I like the over on the 47.
I do too. It's in my beauty area. 46 to 49 right there, man. I love to go over on those, man. It's right there in the middle of it. I like this.
And it points out to the fact that the Chiefs have been struggling scoring the football, 19 points, 2 straight games in a row. But I think, this Jackson secondary, Chargers secondary is really not great. And I think the Chiefs are going to find some ways to score today. And the same thing for the Chargers. I think it's going to be a big game today, this week also. I think we might see a 50-point game.
I like these Chargers in this game, man. Plus 5.5 right here. I think it's
I like that.
It's the division game.
You look at all their games. It's always been close games.
Yeah.
There's always been close games. No more than 2 or 3 points victory. So it's like
And I make the joke about Justin Herbert and the Subway commercial and all that stuff, but this is a guy if you're going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league, you're going to bring your A game and you're playing Patrick Mahomes. If you go out there and you outperform Patty Mahomes, then you obviously, I mean, we know Justin Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. We know that. He's got the most physical attributes. He's got some weapons around him. Eckler's back now and all that stuff. I do want to see Gerald Everett get a little more involved in this thing, but I've been waiting on that guy to get involved for about 3 years now.
Me
too. I don't know if it's coming. I want to see Quentin Johnson more involved. Man, get your first round pick, throw him the football. I actually got him plugged into my DFS lineup today. I think Quentin Johnson's about that time when he's going to – I expect it a little sooner. With Mike Williams going down, I expect him to start seeing some more targets. Josh Palmer has picked up in the volume in this offense, so keep an eye on him for your DFS lineups and stuff. But I'm ready for Quentin Johnson to break out, man. Catch me a deep tutty. He can be a deep threat. I'm ready to see this guy get some more volume. Yeah. I like him, man. I think you probably get him a good spot in DFS lineups today. Be a low percentage guy, cheaper guy that can allow you to put some other big dogs in your lineup. But it's about time for Quentin Johnson to get rolling. I think today is it. And I like the Chargers in this thing. Plus 5.5, that's a lot of points. I think this is a field goal game either way.
Yeah, I think so too. I like the points. I think I like the points as well. Because they could also listen. They could also pull the victory. This is what when I look at these plus points when it's high, and then you got the 50%. They could also beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are not playing great football, right? They're not the Chiefs from last year. So
they don't,
coming off a loss, let's see what Kellen Moore has in store, and Yoga Pants Boy over there. Hopefully he gets fire after this game. So
is McCole Hardman? Is he going to play today? He got traded back to the Chiefs, man, from the Jets. I say, but usually when they get traded that week, they usually sit out that next game, and then they'll incorporate him back in through practice and stuff. But
he'll be in a jet sweep somewhere.
I don't even think you got to sit him out, though. I mean, it's like I've only spent my whole career playing in this offense. It's not like I need to learn.
It's you're not changing anything. You're going there. Hey, jet sweep, bro. Go in there.
If you're healthy, bro, put a helmet on. Get out there. Let's go. Yep. We need somebody to catch a football for us.
I think he's suiting up.
Yeah, he knows the playbook.
Yeah.
Also, a reason I'm really high on Quentin Johnson is because my homie Will, man, he already earlier this week, he was big on Quentin Johnson on Monday night, his first touchdown score and all this stuff. And Quentin Johnson, he had like one catch or something like that.
Yeah, man.
So the next morning, our thumbnail is Quentin Johnson is the biggest bust of the 2023 NFL draft. So usually when my homie Will does something like that, the guy comes out the next week and blows the doors off.
Yep. That's an indicator. All right. One last Packers game parlay. This one's beautiful. Jordan Love over 1.5 passing touchdowns, over 235.5 passing yards. Marvin Mims, 68 yards. Aaron Jones, 39 receiving yards. Luke Musgrave, 43 receiving yards, 80-1.
I love it. Let's go.
That's crazy.
It's great because it's an afternoon game. So no matter what, I have hope.
You got to sweat, baby.
Even if I get crushed in the early window, there's hope. But I'm excited about this Chargers Chiefs game. That was going to be my nap slot, but I can't nap through that.
Can't do that, man. Yeah, I can't nap through that one, man. Got to watch your Packers do the same thing too.
This Chiefs offense has yet to really put it together and have a big game. Oh, the genius is here. David Genius. You look like you moved in, buddy.
I'm in the garage for now, still trying to settle in where everything's going to be in the house. So,
okay. I was telling him earlier, man, about your JSN anytime touchdown day. You think he's going to get his first one in the NFL today, man?
I think he's going to get his first one. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, since you're a Steelers fan, bro, what do you think, man? I think 2 out of the 3 here, we picked the Steelers today.
So this is something I meant to bring up on the show the other day on TSS, but Mike Tomlin actually has, I think it's a 77% win rate coming out of the bye, which is the 4th highest in the NFL.
Whoa.
He's just like we're one of the better second half adjustment teams. Now that hasn't manifested this year, the second half adjustments, but I'm still banking on Mike Tomlin. He's just where the money's at.
Like Deontay coming back, bro? I think Deontay's going to open up a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely. The offense has started looking a little bit better. Pickens is a freak of nature.
Yep.
Jalen Warren, like I was saying the other day, he used every Madden move in one play. He hurdled, he duked, he spin moved, stiff arm, all in one play. So DJ coming back is only going to be a good thing. Mm-hmm. I'm also excited to see Darnell Washington with Freiermuth out. So
okay, yeah.
Throw him the ball,
big,
he's
bro.
A freak. He's a
that
freak.
Dude's a fucking tank, bro. That dude is unreal. And let me tell you something. Even if he doesn't get a lot of offensive snap, that dude's a lineman, bro. He could block, bro.
That's the
I mean,
best blocking
shit,
tight end
man.
ever, bro. That's just another left tackle out there.
Put that guy in there, man, at least for something. But yeah, I love him. I mean, it's like boom, boom. I picture Madden, when he used to make his freaking, what was it, Boomer Esiason, when he used to make his freaking, he's rumbling and bumbling. Like, that's a guy running down the field with a long touchdown, just stiff arming motherfuckers and running over them. That's why I see.
That statement should have been made for Jerome Bettis. I'm sorry, but that dude. Yeah. I remember seeing plays where he'd hit the line and it would just be a jumble, and you'd figure he must be down, and he'd squirt out the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
It helped being a 260-pound running back, too.
Mm-hmm.
Jerome was a goat, man.
You did not have to be very fast, as long as you knew how to run people over.
Yeah, once you hit that damn, you're right.
Yeah, you ever get him to top speed, you don't want to hit him with your car.
Oh, that was a different brand of football back then.
Right till his back.
Really destroy people. Didn't he have a game where he had 3 yards and 3 touchdowns, or 1 yard and 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, it's like you look at your fantasy lineup, he's got 3 yards, but he gave you 25 points.
Yeah.
Man, this I'm trying to get on Millie's weekly contest here, but I'm seeing their college football playoff bracket, and it looks pretty wrecked as of yesterday.
I haven't looked too much into that, but every week he's got a couple skewed teams. Like he got Liberty and Air Force or something in there.
yeah, Liberty and Air Force, and then Washington got. I think they won yesterday, right? But did they win?
A late one, man. I wound up falling asleep. I don't even know the final score of that one.
I know Oklahoma almost lost.
God, they should have lost, man. They looked bad
agreed.
against the UCF team that was garbage. I don't understand that.
One of the most disrespectful lines, period, yesterday was Houston. I think they were the other Texas was favored by like almost 3 touchdowns. And I was just like
23.5. And then Texas jumps up 21-0. And then here comes Houston. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. No, I was on Houston.
Okay.
The other one was North Texas, I think, against Tulane. They were given 20.5 too, and I was like, smash, let's go.
Tulane was whipping them too, man. And here comes the mean green out of nowhere, man. You gotta love that.
All right, I found it. I found the contest. About to dominate this thing.
Should we build I was so hyped last week. I was number 1 in that contest for like all the way through the 1:00 games, and I was like, yeah, this is going great. And then the 4:00 games happened, and I was just like, I'm going back to bed.
When it's the full slate, man, it's one of the worst. It's hard to win, man. You got so many opportunities. You get hot in your first 3 or 4 players, and after that, the other one's bomb. I've seen it. I've seen $300 or $400 on my freaking page on some DFS. Oh, here we go, baby. An hour and a half later, you're like, okay, I got my $1 back. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, you'll be lucky to get your initial.
Yeah, at least I placed. All right, I got my $1 back. It's like
I've learned not to even check those till the smoke clears, man. I'll be sitting there and I'm winning the whole time in the money, and then some third string running back will catch a pass for 20 yards and no time left, didn't mean anything, and all of a sudden I'll just bump right outside the money. So I don't even look at it till it's over.
What I do, because I'm just bad. It's undiagnosed ADHD. It's pretty much every quarter. I used to be like every quarter I check every single fantasy football league, DFS lineups, anything I'm checking. There we go. Oh, that's not looking good. All right, let's go. Fuck me. It's like that's all you see.
Touchdown score, last touchdown score. Yeah, I have to plug my phone up in the other room on something.
Dude, I got my iPad with multiple freaking windows open and stuff like that, and I'm going back and forth. And I have my cell phone on my other hand. I even use my work cell phone, so it's like you got nothing but like electronics and my big screen TV out there.
It's like carry the 1 times pi r squared. Yep, that's the
It's like, dude, nothing but electronics. My wife hates this time of year, dude. I swear, man.
Yeah, I've been needing to get a whiteboard up here in the office so I can just write all my different things down.
That's the move.
Let's talk about this Sunday night football game, man.
Baby, let's close this out with
style, man. Play it on me, Eric.
52, man. 52, huh?
You got the Miami Dolphins traveling to Philadelphia. I believe Commissioner Cooper in the house for this game as well. Eagles -3, 52.5. I think the Dolphins are going to win this football game, boys. I think the Eagles are not the team they were last year, and the Dolphins are a fucking freight train. And it's not cold up there yet.
Nope.
And they're just not even. The thing about Ache, Achan. It's not really like he was found money. They were good already. They just found this guy on the bench who was giving him 150 yards a game. Now they lost him. They're still just as good as they were before, which is pretty good. And I'm not sure Philly is ready for this.
I think what worries me about this game, right? And we noticed when Miami lost to the Bills, there was one game plan, right? How do you slow down Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? You play physical with them. And I think this Eagles secondary is physical enough to kind of slow them down as well. I still like Miami in this game, but I would not be surprised after a loss. They're going to make this an uglier game and play really physical with Miami. And that's how and they're going to try to get to Tua. Because if you notice that Bills game, Tua threw an interception, was getting sacked. Jalen Waddle and freaking Tyreek Hill, man, they were getting bumped back there in the secondary, and they were showing them, you're just not gonna take this 5-yard pass for 30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a touchdown. There's gonna be some breakaways, but I think they'll minimize a lot of the impact. I think that's where I see. That's why it's only +3 or -3. It's not a higher.
Yeah, I'm all over the Eagles in this thing. I think it's a big time bounce back spot, man. They played so bad last week. I got another big prop I'm on this week. I'm on Jalen Hurts under for his interception props. He threw 3 last week. They turned the ball over with a fumble, 4 turnovers. Jalen Hurts lost that game for him last week. I think he's a guy that bounces back well. He doesn't get too emotional, doesn't get too down on himself. I think they're going to come out much more ready to play this week. And they got a team that America's team, as Jordan likes to call them. But I just don't think the Dolphins are going to come in and be able to do a lot in this spot. I think that the Eagles are going to play much better defense right here. Bounce back spot. They were 5-0 playing C+ football this year. Finally let it bite them in the ass. Now that might be the wake-up call you get. Like, hey, we better turn it around because everybody in this league is professional. No matter who you play each week, you can be in a tough spot. I think they bounce back and are ready to go tonight.
Bills show the blueprint on how to beat Miami, how to contain them. Miami still, listen, this is not going to be a game. The only way you beat Miami because you're going to score 20 points in their sleep. That's a bad game. Yeah. Right. So your offense also has to come through. And I think, I think, like you said, I think it's going to be a big Devontae Smith day. I think they got to get back to running the football consistently with DeAndre Swift. And Gainwell might get into the mix as well. It's one of those like, shit, man, I want to pick Miami, but they have a lot of pieces on defense, especially like keep up with their, with their stud wide receiver. So
y'all let me know what you think, man. AJ Brown.
I've been wrong before though.
AJ Brown started getting the ball, but the Eagles' offense looks worse now that Jalen Hurts trying to force that ball in there to him in spots. Devontae's open, but I think it's affecting his confidence a little bit too because he was coming out with the best start of his career the first few games, and now he's been an afterthought the last few weeks. You got to start getting these guys more involved. I like seeing Goddard get more involved last week. DeAndre Swift, I was going to get his numbers behind that offensive line, but I think you got to spread that ball around a little more, man. They're able to focus on AJ Brown right here, and he's trying to force it in spots, and that's where the picks are coming in. Spread that ball around. You got a couple good receivers up there, man.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you got a variety of ways you can get after it.
Yeah. What are you thinking here, David? What are you thinking of this Sunday night football game, man?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out my DFS lineup, but I said the other day, I think the Dolphins are just too strong. As long as Tua is healthy, which he is right now, I'm backing the Dolphins. And I hate saying that, but it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo showed how to do it, but nobody's been able to follow it up. So now I would say that the Eagles probably have one of the better defenses and one of the better chances of copying that format, but I just don't see it happening today. I don't think they have the offensive firepower to keep up. They just haven't looked like last year's Eagles.
Yeah.
If they hadn't lost last week, I'd feel even better about Miami. But yeah, you have to imagine this refocused everybody.
Yeah. I have a hard time seeing this team losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, well, anybody losing to Zach Wilson, you got to refocus.
You better refocus.
And here's the other thing: the Jets' defense is not. It's not
no
cakewalk either. So Miami's defense is not great. So again, it's one of those games that I'm like, maybe hangover madness here after playing a really bad Panthers team and spotting them 14 points and just coming back and scoring over 40. That's what Miami does, and he's been doing it consistently until they played a similar team in the Buffalo Bills. Because if you look at the makeup, I think the Eagles are better than the Buffalo Bills.
I do too.
Yeah, one thing is,
but it is a coin flip here.
Yeah, we're gonna be waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough will get rough in a primetime fight, and Al Michaels, it's time for him to call it a day. The last game that Al Michaels called, what was it? It was Thursday Night Football. Yeah.
Mhm.
He was calling touchdowns like he was like somebody asked him, "Do we have milk?" And he looked in the fridge and said, "Yeah." Like he didn't care at all. It's like, and
Yeah,
he's in for, and he's been like this for a couple years now. And
There-
Al
there- I see-
Michaels,
Yeah, I seen one pass where they threw it out of bounds, way out of bounds. Didn't even come close to catching it. He was like, "Oh, nice catch. I think he's out of bounds though." And the ball went like way out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even, he didn't even touch it. And I was like, "What is he doing, man?" Just like
everybody was
Kirk Herbstreit,
everybody was
just figured
on
out
illegal
football by
street
himself.
drugs. You got
Yeah.
Derek Carr yelling at him to run. What? Like, dude, you threw it 8 feet out of bounds. What are you
Yeah,
talking
it
about?
wasn't even close, bro.
My route does not take me out there. Why?
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. I'm gonna.
Oh, you got
submit this.
your lineup set up?
Yeah.
There
Oh,
you go.
I see one right now,
Lucas,
too.
you wasted submitted that. He just like hit
I
it and
think-
dropped it. He's like, "That's
I
the
think
winner,
this
baby."
is I think this is over 52.5. I think both offenses dump out all their cool tricks, and it's 34-30.
Yeah, if the Eagles end up winning, it's a tush push that gets it for them.
Let's be.
I
real.
am
This-
tired of that. I am
I am
tired
too.
of
I'm
that
over
play,
that.
dude.
You know, I'd
overall,
say
the
that I was tired of it if it was 100%, rate for everybody. But the only team that's doing it that well is the Eagles. I've watched a bunch of other teams fail trying to do it.
because all those other teams don't have Jason Kelsey playing center, and they don't realize that. They're
People
trying to
have
run
gotten
the
injured.
foot.
They've had injuries trying to fucking do this play. All right, in other teams. That's
they're like,
how good
let's
the
do it.
Eagles do it.
It looks easy. They're like 900% on fourth downs. It's cool. Let's just try it. Yeah, and then they get like negative 2 yards.
Yep.
Yep, that's the Kelsey
Yeah.
effect right there.
I'm trying to find the
Boys, I'm gonna give y'all a
Ravens
DFS
defense.
lineup real quick. I gotta hop out of here because I
Go
gotta
ahead,
get
'cause
some
I'm
number sports picks.
and
But I'm
then-
gonna lay this on y'all real quick. We got QB
What do you
Justin Herbert. I think Herbert's gonna have a big day today against Kansas City. Gonna be a lot of points in that game. I'm gonna go with Jahmyr Gibbs, man. I'm gonna keep drinking the Kool-Aid on Jahmyr Gibbs until he doesn't play anymore, I guess. But we got him at running back. Kenneth Walker III, I think, has a big day against Arizona. Wide receivers, we got Quentin Johnston. I'm waiting for Quentin Johnston to break out one time. I like Curtis Samuel. I like what he's been doing in the Commanders' offense. I think he's going to get some volume today against that bad Giants defense. Last wide receiver, George Pickens, the man. Love George Pickens. Think he's going to have a big day with Deontay Johnson back. Going to open up some more opportunities for him. Tight end, Cole Kmet. I like Cole Kmet, man, in the game today where he should get some volume. But Tyson Bagent going to have to check it down pretty quick in spots. And then Puka in my flex. Look for him to have a bounce back game, catch some more balls, maybe get in the end zone today. In the Buccaneers defense, again, Desmond Ridder and the hapless Atlanta Falcons. I like the Bucs to have a big day on D today. So they use the whole salary cap right there, man. But we'll see what we can do.
Go ahead,
I like
David. Did you
that.
finish yours? I like that too. I got some similarities there.
Yep,
Too.
I got Kenneth Walker. I think it's a big Kenneth Walker day. What do
All
you
right,
got,
boys.
David? Thank
let me
you,
hop
Cricket.
I got to hop. I want to tell y'all good luck. I love y'all, man. Everybody. I hope everybody wins today, man. I'll see y'all soon.
You got
You
it, brother.
too,
Take
buddy.
care. Good
We'll
luck.
see you
So-
soon.
I'm also on the Jahmyr Gibbs train. I got him rolling. I have Geno Smith at QB. Like I said, I think that game is going to be higher scoring than people expect from both teams. Neither defense is scary right now. And I have Brian Robinson at running back. I think the Giants are just garbage right now. Keenan Allen, because there's going to be points in that game, right? And Keenan Allen is Justin Herbert's, blankie. Terry McLaurin, there's been a 100-yard receiver for the Commanders in like the last 7 or 8 games against the Giants specifically. So let's roll with that. I threw a dart throw for Rashee Rice. He's probably the only receiver that's been producing over there in KC. And again, that's going to be a high scoring game. I went with Darnell Washington at tight end, just squeeze somebody in there who could be a goal line touchdown kind of guy. In my flex, I actually have Kelsey because I just feel like the dude is unsittable in all formats of everything. The dude's he's a freak of nature. And then I went with the Lions defense because Baltimore don't have an offense. So
Like that.
I went with the
like that.
Ravens defense. I think that game I think both defenses are very playable.
yeah, both those defenses are great. I just think the Lions, until I see somebody, officially stop them, or they look like the best team in the NFL, which is something that I don't think has been said in the history of the NFL.
Nope. Why do I have the Packers defense here? Changed my whole. Oh, this is last week's lineup.
This is what I got right here. And then
Yes, give us
David,
yours. I got to rebuild.
David, you're gonna love this lineup, all right, bro? I'm betting high on something you're wearing on today, all right? So I got Pickett as my quarterback, dude. I think this is gonna be Pickett's best game of the season. All right. I know the Rams are gonna push, but Deontay Johnson's coming back. Give me the warms and fuzzies for a couple of touchdowns here today. And of course, I'm gonna stack it up with Pickens. You gotta stack it up with Pickens. Running back Aaron Jones, he should smash today against that crappy ass run defense of the Broncos. Kenneth Walker, just like everybody else in this room, because this guy just all he does is score touchdowns, right? And it's against Arizona. Tyler Lockett. You know what? I might if I might do another lineup and probably do some changes and probably put Geno Smith with the same lineup and kind of do some other changes. But I'm gonna put Tyler Lockett because I think Lockett's gonna have one of those. I'm gonna have a 65-yard touchdown kind of day. That's what he does against teams like Arizona, and Metcalf is a little banged up. Puka Nacua, all right. Also because like I said, I like that. I like to have a stack and a reverse with another player. Pickens, of course. Logan Thomas at tight end. He should feast against my Giants today. Zay Flowers. I think after catching a touchdown last week, we might see the Detroit, even though they have a good defense, but I think Zay can just get open, man, and just get targeted. I think it's going to see something. And then $2,700 left. Let me throw the Detroit Lions defense, man. They should be able to possibly return Lamar once, or get some couple of sacks here and there, and possible maybe a special teams touchdown.
That's all you need.
Give me a little bit of confidence there. I have several my three people my three quarterbacks that I picked this year in fantasy at a pretty heavy rate when they were available. My top guy was Trevor Lawrence, and then my backup in most leagues was either Kenny Pickett or Baker Mayfield, with Kenny Pickett being the most disappointing so far this season. In all my one quarterback leagues, though, where those were my options, I played Kenny Pickett over T-Law. And the way he looked the other day made me a little upset about that, running the ball like he was freaking Jalen Hurts.
I know.
But that gives me a little bit of hope that Pickett's going to have himself a day and, pay it off for me.
Yeah, T-Law was my first quarterback taken in one of my big leagues. This is one of the biggest money league I played in. And I also I think I picked it up right after the draft, Jared Goff. So I made a couple of bad moves like last week where I should have started Goff. I started Goff the week before, but because the matchups were better, you fucking went with T-Law, and T-Law hasn't given you that. Like Jared Goff has been a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
T-Law
for fantasy purposes as well.
Number one quarterback numbers.
Yep. Back-to-back weeks. A couple of touchdowns, 300 yards. I mean, he's been playing just like he did when we played with the Rams, and he had that studded team. So.
Yep. Yeah.
I have assembled the lineup.
Let's go, man.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Why does it keep deleting? Yes, leave. Cancel the changes. I haven't made any changes. All right. Contest. I've never done it on the laptop.
The computer is
before.
tough, bro.
Yeah. So I have quarterback Tyrod Taylor, running backs Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, wide receiver Keenan Allen always has big games against the Chargers. Then we got Rashee Rice and Marvin Mims, two absolute wild cards. Tight end Travis Kelce, who always has giant games against the Chargers. Then I got Rondale Moore. It's my sneaky slot receiver in the Ravens defense. Kelce and Keenan Allen both have exactly 128 targets versus each other's teams, and their numbers are almost identical. It's pretty crazy. Within a few yards.
Mine too, so that matchup lately has just been everybody's just going, oh, it's the Chiefs. Oh, it's the Chiefs. You can't sleep on the Chargers. They're right there. Every one of those.
They play close. It's always a really good game. It's always a close win. It's always a good game going back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah. Historically, since they face these two guys kind of elevate their games against each other. They like playing against each other.
Yep. I think we're going to finally see the Chiefs put it together, and the Quentin Johnston finally fucking catch some footballs. It's going to be a beautiful day of football. Thank you, gentlemen. David, where can people find you?
All over the place, at least here in the Fantasy Sports Core, as well as Facebook for the sports cards with the Genesis card breaks.
All right.
So catch me on there. We pull bangers all the time.
Nice. Good times. Good times. And shout out Healthport 24. He agrees. L. Michaels. Time to go. tells us we had a good show. That makes me feel good. Elio, where can the people find you on the internet and otherwise?
Scott, go to Twitter is the fastest way to find me. And of course, I always have the link tree in my bio, and then you can just hit anywhere you want to listen to my voice or even watch me. I'm in all the major platforms. So that's the quickest and fastest way to get me.
That's what I did, and it was easy to find. All right, thank you, everybody. Best of luck with your wagers, your fantasy lineups, and everything else you're doing. We'll see you right back here next week for all the questions and the fun. Outro.